Hey, what's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of the Last Challenge here today for the 2018 Spanish Grand Prix. And today we're going to be taking on this challenge with Fernando Alonso, obviously his home Grand Prix, and the Spanish Grand Prix being a big one for McLaren as a whole, bringing their B-Spec car to the race. Big things here today, so I thought it'd be appropriate to try the challenge with Fernando Alonso. If you're new around here, unfamiliar with this, the Last Challenge, we're going to be starting from the back and trying to see how far up the order we can get in a 25% race. So will be a one-stop strategy, but the race being so sharp and short means we have to get the moves done when we have the opportunity. We have to kind of not dilly-dally when we make the passes, and it just adds to the pressure of that. And it's a kind of nice, fun way to maybe look at the Grand Prix in a different way. And, in the past, we've kind of had some wizardry in terms of predicting stuff. I think, actually, one of the best predictions I've made was with Fernando Alonso back in 2017 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I correctly predicted where Fernando would finish, and I even got the fastest lap in the Last Challenge we did for that Hungarian Grand Prix, which of course Fernando himself did in the real-life Hungarian Grand Prix. So, I don't know, maybe, since that was the best one we've done, I think, so far in terms of predicting stuff, maybe we can do that again with Fernando Alonso here at the Spanish Grand Prix. But there we are then in 20th place on the starting grid, and then here we are on the actual grid looking at the race strategy. As I said, it's going to be a one-stop due to the 25% nature, so soft tyres to the mediums. I'm just going to stick with that, try and have the fastest tyre available to us at the start, filling up a bit more fuel than is default in the game. Obviously, with the 2018 mod here on the 2017 game, the fuel burn's a little bit higher than normal, so we're going to have to watch out for that and maybe tactically save some fuel in Sector 3, where most of the corners are, and obviously it's a little bit slow, maybe single file with the dirty air, and then try and use that rich mix off the back of the last corner where we try and slingshot onto the main straight. But it's going to be definitely a big old fight up, especially in the first few laps, nice and tight the Circuit de Catalunya is, so let's get straight into this then. As we now go to 5 red lights for the 2018 Spanish Grand Prix Last Challenge here, 17 laps ahead of us, a bit of a sluggish start in the first 2 gears, but we're finally underway and trying to make a pass then on Lance Stroll with 3 wide. Actually, it's already getting a little bit tight and a little bit close for comfort, but we can see some space in the middle. We're going to try and go down the inside, and we just about pull it off. Yep, we've done it. Down the inside of the Williams and the Sauber. So tight for space, but somehow we've managed it, and now you can see the two force in this battle. They're going to hold each other up, and we swoop down the inside of them and also Carlos Sainz, so 3 more overtakes done, and we're already up into P12, and we've already got up into the first sector. Now we're only into the second sector, already looking on the back of my teammate Stoffel Van Dorn. Down the inside of him, it's a big old dive, lock up on the front left, going to go very aggressive on the exit and squeeze him out. He's still just about there in the mirrors, so I'm keeping to the left to give him the room, so that's fair play for him, but we're going to squeeze him out eventually into the high-speed chicane as we go up the hill then and climb on towards Sector 3. But what an opening lap this has been already, up into P12. Fantastic start really, and the biggest surprise for me was the fact I made it through into turn 1 unscathed there, because that was so tight back with that Sauber and Williams car. I really did start to clench some things, as I thought there was going to be some contact and maybe some carbon fibre flailing around, but no, thankfully not. And it means now we can get up into P11 as we make a pass on Pierre Gasly. Very easy to do that actually, as he's caught napping into that left-hander previously in Sector 3. And now we move on towards lap 2, and we're on the back of his teammate Brendan Hartley through turns 3. Can we get the power down in 5th gear? Really revving out 5th gear there to try and keep on the throttle and keep it kept in there. Can't see a way through at the moment on Brendan Hartley as we enter Sector 2, so just going to have to stick behind him. But you can see we are getting rather close to him, so the dirty air is not affecting us too much, and I really did want to maybe dive down the inside of those last 2 corners, but just don't feel like we have the speed at the moment. We need to wait for the right time, so to be a little bit patient as we now go towards the chicane and then up the hill. Might have a chance here as he's really pouring traction. I can sense maybe an opportunity to go down the inside here. It's going to be close in 6th gear, and Hartley lifts off to give us the room, and up the hill we were neck and neck. And so this is an awesome little battle here with Brendan Hartley on the outside. He's going to defend hard on the apex, and he's going to try his best to squeeze us towards the outside, but we're going to keep it in, and we're going to get up into P10. And so we're already into the points paying positions as Alonso, and we're not even on the end of lap number 2. So if Alonso is to pull off some sort of miracle performance like that in the real life Grand Prix, that'd be quite something, but I'm sure he'll be starting a lot further than last place. Hopefully I didn't just jinx that, because I'm recording this ahead of qualifying, so we'll see, I guess, when the video gets posted after qualifying, but ahead of the real life Grand Prix. But anyway, now we're getting on the back of the first of the 2 Haas cars. We've got Romain Grosjean and then Kevin Magnussen and Otto Hulkenberg in the middle of them in a bit of a Haas sandwich there. But first we need to dispatch of the Frenchman, and actually it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. The Haas is very decent in a straight line at the moment around this circuit, so actually in the corners I may be keeping up with him, but Grosjean at the moment just doing enough to keep me ahead. And so we go through a fair few few more laps than I wanted to, just stuck behind him, looking at his rear end, trying to wait for the right opportunity, trying to see when we get that kind of break of momentum to maybe make a lunge or a pass on him with DRS or without DRS, really. And so it takes us up into lap 4. You can see wrestling the car through, trying to keep our front end right by his rear end as we go up the hill then in 5th gear, really revving that out to keep the car turned in open DRS. And I can sense maybe a bit of opportunity and a bit of frustration, really, and impatience of wanting to get this done. So we go down the inside, a big dive, and literally skating, literally drifting the car through the corner to make that pass. And that definitely was a bit of frustration on my end in terms of I just wanted to get it done because I felt like I shouldn't be stuck behind him for that many laps. And so we just made it happen. We're up into P9 now, thankfully. And now up ahead, look at that. Hulkenberg attacks Kevin Magnussen. The German goes side by side with the Dane, and Hulkenberg on the outside is going to get squeezed out. Maybe no, Magnussen has to give up. He gets out of it on the throttle, and Hulkenberg's made a pass then in turn 3. So decent stuff from him, and that will open up Magnussen now to be susceptible. Obviously, already had a tough time overtaking Grosjean, and we know from real life how tough Magnussen could be at making an overtake. He definitely has made it known that he will be as aggressive as ever to defend or attack his positions, but at the moment he's looking a little bit weak, so maybe can we get him in a straight line now with DRS? We're pretty close. We don't have rich mix at the moment that we're not using because I'm a little bit critical in terms of how much fuel we've got left for the entire race. So at the moment I'm just keeping it in standard on purpose. We have a little bit of look into turn 1, not possible, but I think I can probably get Magnussen in a corner rather than in a straight. And so at the moment in lean mixture, trying to save the fuel when we can through this corner. We know we're going to get hit with a bit of dirty air, so may as well save some fuel, but we're going to go for it. Late dive there, and Magnussen, to be fair to us, he gives us the room and opens the door up there. Bit of a wheel banging, and as Magnussen comes back at us and actually swoops down on the right to kind of hit us a little bit on the left front. He goes a little bit deeper on the next corner though, so we can make a switchback move on the racing line. So now can we try and get it on the inside of the next corner? He's still there, and this is actually turning into a really good scrappy with Kevin Magnussen, but on the outside now, on the right hand, up the hill, open DRS as well, and we finally got that move done. Magnussen does have a little bit of a look on the right hand side. We go defensive to the inside, as you would imagine, and we are going to make sure we keep that position. But Kevin Magnussen definitely put up a big old fight there for almost an entire lap from the end of Sector 1 right into the heart of Sector 3. And now he comes back at us now on the next lap. We move quite aggressively to the inside, a little bit late, but Magnussen tries around the outside. We're going to defend to the inside. We'll have the better racing line, and that'll be an easy defensive move on K-Mag. And so that will just let us then run up until lap 7, the end of it, and we're going to come into the pits along with Nico Hulkenberg. So me and Nico won't be having any kind of undercut, the overcut kind of situations. I'm going to cover him off, but my engineer was going to tell me to come in anyway on this lap. That's the default strategy, and I thought that would be the best bet because the tyre wear is also quite high due to the 2018 mod. So we're going to come in for the set of medium tyres, and now we'll see how we go versus Hulkenberg on mediums, and also hopefully you would think we'll stay ahead of the Haas and the rest of the cars that were behind us. I don't think any of them will be getting a major undercut, but we go a little bit slow out the pit exit. Had a bit of hesitation pressing the button to release my pit exit pit limiter, and so we're out into P15 now. We've got a few cars up ahead. Scattered in amongst that is Nico Hulkenberg, so let's hope we don't have to overtake too much traffic, but you can see clearly bit of a train at the moment forming, and Hulkenberg getting held up, which is actually kind of good for us as that first car then comes to the pit lane. So actually all in all, that traffic was probably going to help us a little bit. And as we come down the main straight on towards lap 9, you can see a whole gaggle of cars now in the pit lane there. And so on the right hand side, we'll go past all of them, including the two Haas's we were fighting, and we're up into P9. And we've got Brendan Hartley then still on soft tyres, chasing after Hulkenberg. So let's see if Hartley could help us out here. Kind of a little bit of a hindrance on the previous kind of stint in terms of us having to overtake him, but if he's fast enough, he could try and maybe cause Hulkenberg a bit of a nightmare here. As we're on lap 10, you can see we've gone green and we're catching Hartley, but Hartley, look at this, Hulkenberg goes a little bit defensive, and Hartley looks at him with an attack on Hulkenberg and offsets Hulkenberg and definitely slows him down a little bit, because Hulkenberg pulling to the inside, you know, that's not the best way to take turn 1, so he definitely slowed Hulkenberg down a little bit just by applying some pressure to him. So nice stuff there from the man from New Zealand. But we've got yellow flags out then. One car is out of this Grand Prix, so we're down to 19 runners then, and so yellow flags meant I couldn't dive down the inside like I wanted to actually on Hartley then. So unfortunately now Hartley's gone from kind of helping us to kind of hindering us, because you can see here now I'm trying to push so hard to make the pass, I kind of get over excited on the throttle there and almost bin the car into the wall on the left-hand side. Thankfully not, and so we live to drive another sector into Sector 3 now. We're going to have DRS up this hill, so we'll dive it down the inside of Hartley, much like we've done a couple of times already in this Grand Prix, and now it's just me v Hulkenberg to the end of this Grand Prix, because the top 6 pretty much obviously are the 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris and 2 Mercedes. They've got way too much pace, and because I started from the back of this Grand Prix, unlike my mod career mode where I actually had a great fight with, you know, the likes of Vettel and Hamilton in the 2018 mod career I did here at Catalonia, unlike that, obviously I've had to make a lot of overtakes to just get up into this P8 position, and what will hopefully now be P7 soon enough as we open DRS. Another green lap time there from us. We go to the right hand side now on lap 12, and we are indeed up into P7, which is officially the best of the rest then, as now we've got a completely clear track ahead of us, and nothing much is going to be going on for us apart from maybe defending from Nico Hulkenberg, because he might come back at us. Obviously the Renault's not too bad in a straight line, especially in this actual mod for the game, but we come through the last corner then onto lap 17. It is going to be P7. Lewis Hamilton has won the Spanish Grand Prix here, so will it be the same for the Brit in the real life Grand Prix? We'll see. And will Fernando Alonso be able to get P7 in the real life thing? Let's see about that. Do be sure to come back to this video, guys, and let's see maybe if we predicted anything right, not just Fernando Alonso or Hamilton. Let's see if any of this maybe was correct. But you know, as I said at the very start, I have a good feeling. We had a really great one predicting the Hungarian Grand Prix last year, so let's see. I mean, I'm sure Alonso will be hoping to at least get P7 from all the talk about the McLaren B-Spec car and whatnot, and obviously their new nose, as I did a whole video analysing that McLaren. By the way, there's an annotation in the top right if you want to go to that and check that out and kind of get all the details on the new McLaren, but you'd like to think that's where Zach Brown and Eric Boulier want the McLaren car to be, at least minimum, best of the rest, cleanly ahead of the midfield, but we'll see about that. But guys, if you have enjoyed this video, then smash the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.